Welcome to this webinar on the Procurement Act 2023 and practical implications for managing public contracts now that the procurement law is in force. My name's Oliver Kreitch and I'm a partner at Blake Morgan, and I'm joined on this talk with my colleague David Hill. Firstly, we're going to explain what we're going to cover on this talk. So we're going to start with an introduction to the topic, and then we're going to look at the extent to which the contract performance phase is or was regulated by the Public Contracts Regulations 2015. We're then going to move on to consider the key differences between the Public Contracts Regulations and the Act in regulating and imposing obligations on the contract performance phase. And when we talk about the contract performance phase, it's important to be clear that what we're talking about there is the entire period from which the contract is signed all the way up to termination and expiry of the contract. So it's effectively the lifespan of the contract once it's signed and taken legal effect. We're then going to look at the implications of key performance phase obligations under the Act, and also to consider the likely significant impact of wider common law public law duties on the performance phase. So in addition to the duties under the Act, what does the common law add to those duties and to those obligations? We're then going to move on to consider KPI assessment and publication requirements and what the obligations are to publish notices in respect of supplier defaults and the importance and effects of those notices. We're then going to consider implied termination rights that can arise due to supplier default and the types of contract performance decisions that suppliers might challenge under the Act, together with the remedies that would be available to them in the event that they're able to pursue that challenge successfully. We're then going to look at practical approaches to managing risk and ensuring compliance when managing public contracts. So at the end, it's important to think about what practically can contracting authorities do to manage these risks and ensure that they manage their contracts effectively.